I know what time it is. Gotta do an intro for 2023 now. You rockin' with KRUZE Review TV. Yeah. You know I'm back with TP. You already know. You rockin' with the fresh. It's the KRUZE Review on 4-Hour Fly. And TP. Yeah. We had to go to the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? It's been a hot minute since we went to the West Coast. You know, a lot of MCs on the West Coast, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of MCs, lot of great MCs, not to take away. I think, you know, the West Coast is actually one of our favorite places when it comes to music. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our favorite artists, you know what I'm saying, is from the West. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people feel like the West don't get their props or whatnot. But here on the KRUZE Review, you know what I'm saying? We've always given the West they just do, from, you know what I'm saying, album reviews to Battle of the Bangers to, you know, even being played on KRUZE Review catch-ups.
Yeah.
You know, all of that. We always gave, you know, the West they just do. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you know, the West has a lot of MCs, and, you know, that's one thing that the West don't get, you know, enough respect for is, you know, lyricism and MCing. You know, the West has always got they just do when it comes to, you know, just, you know, people that feel like they just got rappers.
Yeah.
But, you know, West Coast MCing is, you know, a little bit, you know, of a difference. You know, starting from, what you think, bro? Who you think the first actual West Coast MC was, in your opinion? Cause, you know, we know the West has always had, you know, rappers.
Yeah.
But who you think the first actual MC that you heard was, in your opinion?
I think the one that probably kicked it off and kind of catapulted everybody was probably Cube.
Yeah, I agree.
Cause one track, that's the Jacking for Beats.
Absolutely.
When he done the Jacking for Beats, that kind of changed everything.
Yeah.
You know, I think Cube, I would, and if you ask, like, you know, the ones that we call MCs on the West Coast, from X to the Z Exhibit, maybe even cats like Strong Arm Steady, The Far Ride, and what's the other cat's name?
The Alcoholics.
Yeah, the Alcoholics. You know, those groups like that. Razzcazz.
Razzcazz, yeah. Yep.
And Q will probably be mentioned amongst those type of artists.
Yeah.
Even I'm saying Chino XL.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah.
You know, I think Q would be mentioned. So I have to go with the essence of who sparked that MCing, and I would have to say Ice Cube.
Yeah, I agree. I believe, you know, Cube definitely got to be in there. I think I would do like a half and half of Cube, and like we said, you know, mentioning the Alcoholics, King T.
Oh yeah, King. Yeah, definitely King T.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and speaking of that, speaking of King T, you haven't seen the interview yet.
No.
But you know, it's coming. It's the Dave East interview. They had mentioned, you know, the influences, and you know, they was talking about Biggie.
I was going to get to that.
They had a mention of like every MC having an element of a top. I think it was seven MCs that was at the top, but they didn't mention how Biggie's influence was really King T.
It was.
It wasn't necessarily
Pac.
well, you know, they was naming Big Daddy Kane,
Yeah.
KRUZE.
Yeah.
Biggie really pulled from King T.
Yeah. Yeah. Yup.
Biggie really, when you listen to King T and listen to Biggie, you like, yeah, okay.
Yup. Matter of fact.
You know what I mean?
Matter of fact.
So I had to just mention that because you just mentioned King T.
No, that's perfect, because that's something that a lot of people don't talk about, you know, is Biggie influence being King T. You know, like you said, a lot of people mention Kane, a lot of people mention, you know, KRS, you know, just from, you know, the lyrical side. And, you know, more people try to say Pac too. A lot of people will argue, oh, he's, you know, he stole his player style or whatever. But, you know, I'm glad you brought that up, because this is something I actually wanted to talk about on the KRUZE Review catch-up, because I seen something to show proof. But we're going to do the proof on here. If you don't think Biggie's, one of his top influences was King T, here's proof for you.
I know you're thinking, well, goddamn, what they drinking? The cooking leather. No other beer feel better. I used to be a hustler. Now I'm a 22 brew guzzler. Other beers I'm not loving you. Forget the great taste, it's less filling. I'd rather have some eyes and some downs in the crib chilling, or in the...
Yeah, if that don't sound like, you know, a King T influence, I don't know what does. But you could tell from, if you go back and listen to King T's structure, you can see where, oh, wow, I never even thought of, you know what I'm saying, Big getting his style from King T. But Big said it, he mentioned it a couple of times in, you know, some old interviews, you know what I'm saying, speaking about King T. And I don't know why that just, you know, just gets thrown behind people's back, you know, like they never heard it before and people forget, you know what I'm saying? But definitely, you know what I'm saying? Shout out King T, because, you know, King T was definitely very responsible for bringing, you know, the MCs out of the West Coast, even Q, because I believe King T was, you know, MCing before Q a little bit, maybe like a year or two or whatever. But, you know, like I said, you know, I would do a half and half of King T and Q, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, Jack and Beats was definitely one in one of my favorite all-time records to date. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was no Vaseline for me.
Right. Well, I was just saying, Jacking for Beats first, but then, you know, yeah, definitely no Vaseline, of course.
You know what I'm saying? I actually, you know, I had a conversation with my daughters because it came on, you know, one day we was riding, and, you know, my oldest daughter actually said, you know, why did he go against his own crew? And I, you know, it was like, yes, finally I get to put some hip-hop history, you know what I'm saying, into my daughter. So, you know what I'm saying, I got a chance to, you know, tell her, you know, and afterwards she was like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? It was a cool moment for her. It was a dad moment, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but not to get thrown off track, like I said, you know, we've done a lot of West Coast MCs, you know what I'm saying? But it's one West Coast MC that we haven't done an album review and definitely needs, you know what I'm saying, some light shine on them. This one came out at the very end of 2022.
Yeah.
Like almost the last week, right, bro?
It
or the
was
week before?
the 16th.
Okay, yeah.
You know, on the 16th. So
yeah, so right before Christmas, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I know we said a lot on here about, you know, different MCs and artists. Tell them who we rocking with, bro.
Solo.
Straight up. You know
Solo.
Yeah, man. You know, Ab-Soul is
the black lip bastard.
yeah, man. You know, if you listen to Ab-Soul, you know you know, he really puts a lot into his craft, man, you know, and this album, Herbert.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's his first name or, you know, he's going off of the like of Herb Albert, maybe. You know what I'm saying? One of hip hop's most sampled jazz musicians. You know what I'm saying? Herb Albert, a lot of people, you know, don't know, but if you go do like a sample check on YouTube and listen to all the songs that were sampled from Herb Albert, you know what I'm saying? It'll blow your mind, especially if you a Tribe fan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it'll blow your mind. You know, jazz in general when it comes to Tribe and De La. You know, and the Jungle Brothers too. Let me shout them out. You know, yeah, but yeah, Ab Soul, bro. You know what I'm saying? What you got to add to it?
Yeah, this was a very needed review. I don't think he's been featured on any reviews or even any catch-ups or anything like that. I mean, Battle of the Bang, excuse me. This is his first album in 6 years.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, man.
And it's a very reflective, personal album. Yeah. You know, we doing this review right after the KRUZE Catch-Up 6. Yeah. So during that KRUZE Catch-Up 6, we got into things like mental health. Yeah. And there's been some things and some certain issues in this particular MC's rapper person's life, which is Herbert, Ab Soul, that kind of reflects what we talked about on that last KRUZE Catch-Up.
Absolutely.
And some of those subjects is going to be displayed on the particular some of these tracks that we about to review.
Yeah, I believe 2 of them.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I mean, other than that, that's really about it. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, man.
To it, but
yeah, this is really a dope feature, man. You know, I'm glad we're doing it, but you know, not to say no more. Let's get into it, bro. So you know, we're gonna do the famous K7. You know, this is special because it's the first, you know, album review of the year, the first K7 of the year. You know, so why not? If I can get my seatbelt on, why not start it right? You know, with Message in the Bottle. Let's get it.
Hey Herb, it's Grandma. I found the scripture and I thought about you. It says, "For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?" Mark 8:36. Herb, I'm praying for you. Grandma, I love you.
I wrote this message, hey, man. First they love me, then they hate me, then they love me again. I'm scratching my head, I'm rubbing my chin. This ain't the way it was supposed to be. Supposedly I'm close to an end. Don't push me, I'm close to the edge.
First heard this record, it reminded me of like when the movie comes on and you know the credits, I mean, you know, it comes in and you know, you might have a song in the beginning or something, or toward the end, you know, when the credits is rolling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The song kind of reminds me of something like that. You know, it can be an intro or outro type of record. The subject matter, you know, first they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of, especially a lot of entertainers experience, you know.
Absolutely.
Especially with being on top and falling off and coming back out and
try to hydroplane in God's rain, amen. Just trying to fulfill prophecy properly. Sprinkle frontal on top of the broccoli, getting high as we possibly can. I'm molding a man.
Very real. Then the scripture that his grandmother put at the beginning of the record, where she's talking about, remember the exact quote about It's about a man's soul. You recall what she said about
giving his soul for the world, or giving the world for his soul.
I have to go back to it, but you know that scripture was a very real scripture, man.
Absolutely.
About, you putting yourself out there, but if it don't necessarily do anything for you, so what are you doing it for? In other words.
Absolutely.
But this was a very phenomenal record, and it was a real personal record.
Yeah.
Coming off bat. Then toward the end, they had Joe Buttons talking about Ab-Soul just, doing him and not trying to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's very important, man. Being different stands out.
Very much so.
Not trying to go with, the same old same and being yourself. That goes a long way. So with this record, man, I would give this starting out. I think I would probably give it a solid 9, man.
Yeah, that's fair, man.
Ignore what you took me for in the first place, unless it's in first place. Worst case scenario, it's your stereo burial. You're very venereal, I'ma set you men straight.
Just the way it started off with description, man, just with his grandmother was dope to me, man, because you don't really get too many personal artists, within their artistry, something with, a close family member inside of it. I think it's dope, because I think Kendrick did that, used to do that with his moms and pops, And I thought that was dope when he was doing it, but it was dope to hear. But the scripture she used, talking about basically selling your soul for the world. And I mean, you really think what's in this world, it ain't too much in it. You know what I'm saying? So, why sell your soul for this world? You know what I'm saying? Because, your soul is everlasting, and some of the things he spoke about, even on the switch up, speaking about losing his best friend, was something that's vivid. One thing that the artists don't speak enough about, that I really reflect a lot from this album, is grief. Grief is something that is silent, but it's something that everybody's dealing with. A lot of people don't want to, mention what they're going through, but sometimes you need to. You know what I'm saying? I seen a real reflective movie this past weekend that reflected on that. I actually seen it by accident. Me and my wife was trying to go see the Whitney Houston movie, and we was late. So this movie started probably like a minute before we got there. So I was actually happy that we was late, because we would have missed it, and I wouldn't have had a chance to see it. But if any viewers on here, if you're dealing with loss or grief and having a hard time dealing with it, I recommend you go see Tom Hanks' new movie, A Man Named Otto. You can't go wrong with Tom Hanks. All of his movies are great, but you know what I'm saying? This movie was, man, it really, it struck a nerve with me, in a great way, because, a lot of things he was dealing with is very understandable, but, I don't want to give the movie away or anything, and, but anybody going to see it, don't watch the trailer, just go see it. Trust me, you'll love it. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of memories, within the movie. He was grieving, and from his grief, it made him a sour, nasty person towards other people. You know what I'm saying? And he really didn't have a lot of family, but just so happened he met some neighbors that were strangers, that, you know, he kept having to help, and eventually, you know what I'm saying, they became his family. You know, so this was really dope in that way of hearing this record, you know. And while we on the subject, man, I want to send a big, huge condolences to Gangsta Boo.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That terrible loss, man. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, you know, and I love me some Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Juicy J's one of my favorite producers. You know what I'm saying? But I love me some Gangsta Boo, man. I really did. She was just a free spirit. She was a beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people always looked at Gangsta Boo as being ugly because she was, you know, dark skinned, chocolate. You know, a lot of people looked at her as being weird, kind of like, you know, this record what Ab-Soul was talking about, being different. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, she really reflected on being different, and she really accepted who she was, and that's what made Gangsta Boo so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Is the fact that she accepted who she was. She always had a smile on her face. You know, if you go back and look at the verses, even what happened with you know, Bone Thugs after they got into their little altercation and stuff, you know, and when they came back on stage, you know, them in 3-6, you know, even after all of that, what she experienced, you know, being called ugly and all of this stuff, she still had a smile on her face. She was still out there dancing, and, you know, that's something that people don't pay enough attention to. You know, people get caught up in all these anxieties of life and let these stresses take over to where, you know, you start taking things for granted and you miss out on gratitude. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all blessed in some kind of way to where we have enough to be happy for. And, you know, with these stresses in life, sometimes we forget about the things that we do have because we're so, you know, worried about the things we want and the things we're chasing. But, you know, just from, you know, the factors of those things that I mentioned in this record, I'm gonna give it a 9.5. I'm gonna start it out like that. And like I said, you know, a big condolences, huge condolences to Gangsta Boo. May you rest in peace, beautiful. Shout out to her family. Shout out, you know, to 3-6, DJ Paul, Juicy J, you know what I'm saying? Project Pat, La Chat, you know what I'm saying? Everybody connected, man, you know, that love Gangsta Boo. You know, if y'all get a chance, check out Daz's IG. Daz is, you know, he has some last messages that she left him, and it just explores how much of a beautiful person she was, even in her time of hurting. And if y'all know somebody hurting, a family member, a friend, it might be a homeboy you ain't spoke to, it might, you know what I'm saying, reach out, man, because time is short. You know what I'm saying? We don't know when the last time is gonna be when we speak to somebody or be around somebody. You know what I'm saying? Things happen like that, and it's like, you know, people don't wait till things happen to be like, damn, you know, we should have, you know, polyed more, you know, we should have hung out more, and you never know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Quit being so negative, man. This is the jump man year. This is the year of positivity. Quit being so negative. But anyway, let's get to this next track, bro, which is the number 2 track off the K7, No Report Card. Yeah. Let's get it.
That gives me the production, gives me Tribe Called Quest vibes.
Absolutely.
Intelligent movement, I'm KRUZE too. Back to school, Captain Sailor, so to the rescue. True. This ain't BDP though, it's TDE. Knew I might.
On the chorus, you know, when he was saying solo, don't go so hard. That to me is like his conscience telling them to kind of slow down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, different things in his life.
Yeah.
Title track, you know, no report card.
Yeah.
Saying that, you know, nobody judging him. Ain't no, nobody's giving him, you know, he's not paying attention to what people saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's just doing him, being himself.
Yeah.
Gang, man, this shit massive. I've been insane, I got a missing brain. Crazy. Bitch, I'm in a different lane. She trying to ride that soul cycle, trying to get in shape.
That's what I took from the record. I mean, to me, I probably would give this probably another solid 9, man. I think it's consistent with what the first record was going. It gives me, it didn't really drop down to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, bro. This right here was a vintage West Coast vibe. This was a Soul of the Mischiefs, Far Side kind of vibe for me.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Definitely, you know, more Far Side than Souls of a Mischief. Shout out both of those West Coast groups, you know what I'm saying? Definitely had a tribe feel, you know, who's to say, you know, maybe Q-Tip had a hand in it, but it does sound like, you know, a Q-Tip produced track, you know. Even the chorus was just cool, you know. But like bro said, you know, the title track, you know, No Report Card, you know, what I took from it is just a mature basis of, you know, one telling itself, stop, don't put too much on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we are our worst critics, especially getting older, you know. And sometimes you gotta get to the point of telling yourself, you know what, man, you know, your conscience speaking and thinking for you. Sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what, it is what it is, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. That's the MO for the Jumpman year 2023. Tell them 4 Eye Fly said, it is what it is, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? But man, the bars, you know, and everything, the cadence of this record was dope. You know, this could be the record after the outcoming record, you know, coming out on stage from a show. This could be like the second record going into it, you know, keeping the crowd head bop at bass. Yeah, you know. But I think I'm gonna go with you, bro. I think I'm gonna go with a 9.0 as well. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it in the same realm, you know. Dopeness. So we're gonna get into this number 3 record, which is Moon Shooter, featuring Bad Man, Joey Badass. Let's get it.
Yeah.
It's kill or be killed, not heal or be healed. Fake is the new real. I wanna say what happened to hip hop, but then I be nagging. I wanna say you niggas whack, but then I be bragging. The last drag.
I don't think this record could have had another a better person on it than Joey Badass.
Yeah.
I think he fit this record perfectly.
Absolutely.
And I don't know who produced it, but this was a great concept with the song title being Moon Shooter, then just how it sounded with the, you know, the dreamy type of chorus on it, you know what I'm saying? With the, you know, the women singing in the background, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was I mean, it was just one of the records just blew me away when I heard it, man. Went into, you know, some heavy bars on here. You know, I like the line where he says, yeah, I will call y'all niggas whack, but I'll be bragging.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah. So I think he was just, you know, I think it was one of those records, you know, when you had those collabs where you want to see where you at, you know, sharpen your sword, you know, sharpen your sword or whatever against against another artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think this is was that particular record with Joey Badass, but
Towers get thrown, thrones get new kings. Feelings go numb, cause you've been through things. Balls get dropped, pause, think hoop dreams.
you know, they flipped it with a ill concept. You know, so I would give this collaboration and this song the same. I would give it another 9, man.
Yeah.
I think it. I mean, to me, it's consistent.
Yeah, it was definitely a dope feature. Yeah, I don't think nobody could have done that feature, you know, in that manner like Badman did, you know.
Kids best to shoot for the moon, cause if you miss, you'll still be amongst those stars to live for this.
You know, perfect. You know, what I took from it the most was the chorus. You know, just the way it sounded. Shoot for the moon and keep the gun around. You know what I'm saying? It was just it was a perfect cadence tone chorus for that track. You know, and it was honest. You know what I'm saying? Cause, you know, sometimes you gotta shoot for the moon and keep your gun around. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta shoot a prayer to the sky, you gotta keep praying. One ain't enough.
Too close to the sun, you get your wings burned. Best you stay close to the gun, shoot for your dreams first. Joey be an army of one, get your whole team hurt.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? It goes with the saying, you know, my douche used to say, you know, when somebody used to ask her how she's doing, she would tell them swinging with the punches. When you think of that, you think of the Cuba Gooding Jr. Boys in the Hood scene where, you know, he came in Nina Long's house and he was crying, he was just swinging. Yeah. Yeah, you know. Yeah, you know, you got to swing with the punches. You got to go through your days, whether, you know, oh, I'm having a bad day. Guess what? You still got a day. You still got to finish it. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, nigga. So many people just factor off of, you know, things are not good right now. Things ain't ever good.
Right.
That don't mean you can't keep a smile on your face. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to get through your days. Learn how to get through your bad days and your days of negativity. Learn how to not let confrontation get the best thing. You know what I'm saying? Shoot for the moon and keep your gun around. Learn how to get through it. Fight through it. You know, with all of those things, man, in a bunch, I would go with a 9.5, bro. This is really, you know, dopeness to the highest degree. It really is, straight up. So we're gonna get into this number 4 record, which is Good Man featuring Punch. Let's get it.
Wrong one to fuck with, run quick, get an eye exam. Don't feel me though. Literally never had a bully thus far, but temptation my sparring partner.
Yeah, this record was it gave me Apollo Brown vibes.
Yeah.
You know, on the production tip.
Yeah.
As soon as it came in, I was like, oh shit, it sounded like a Apollo Brown record.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But Ab-Soul, you know, he brings it once again.
Yeah, man.
I mean, this is just another I mean, to me, this brings it back to the beginning of this review where we was talking about MCing.
Yeah.
And this is one of those records that displays how much of an MC Ab-Soul is.
Yeah.
And the way he can bring it on the record. And it was, I mean, to me, it coincides with that underground type of West Coast vibe too. You know, with you know, when you had like Raz Cass and all those guys. I mean, with that said, I would give this record probably a, let me think. I probably would give this, I'd give it maybe an 8.8.
Oh, okay.
And on the shoulder of giants, a good man turned tyrant. That's the after effects of my environment. I'm much more enlightened. My senses are more hyped than me and A.
I thought that was Royce rapping at first.
Did too. I did sound like a little Royce. That's what I was gonna
You know,
say.
Punch.
Yeah.
I was like, when I, you know, because I didn't look at the track as I was, you know, listening to it. I'm like, man, is that Royce?
Yeah, yep.
And I seen it was Punch. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, he sound like Royce, like straight up, like he could be his son.
Yeah.
Straight-
Believe the hype. Sooner or later, you feel the wrath of my bite. And I ain't even got to slide. I might do it out of spite.
Yeah, it was definitely, you know, MCing to the maximum. You know, like bro said, you know, I thought it was Royce too. I had to do a double take. Like, you sure this is Punch? Like this sound like Royce. Somebody just put their name over his name, over his voice. You know, straight up. But yeah, it sounded like a vintage, just something that could have been put out in the early 90s. You know what I'm saying? Ab-Soul don't, you know, when you mention MCs, everybody leaves Solo out. You know, I don't know why, but he gets left out. Especially he gets left out on the West Coast. I don't understand that. You know, he deserves more respect than what he definitely gets. You know, yeah. Bro mentioned Apollo Brown. I thought, you know, in my opinion, it was more like a no ID. You know, kind of chop up. You know, even you can even put Kanye in there. You know, vintage Kanye. I don't know who this new one is, but you know, yeah. But no takeaways from it. You know, I would go with like a 9.1 for this. I would stay in the same realm. Absolutely. Yeah. So let's get into this number 5 track off the K7, which is going to be
Gangnam.
Yeah, featuring Fresh. Let's get it.
All my naysayers are eating crow. Cause we reaping every single thing that we can sow. Everything is connected and we the seamstresses. Do-rag wrapped up, trying to train my waves.
Yeah, man. It sound like a ghetto Matrix.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this gave me like a visual for a video, you know what I'm saying? Ab-Soul just walking through the hood, everything slowed down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, the title speaks for itself. You know, ganging him. You know, he's just talking about some of his past experiences growing up in the hood.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, this is his the art of peer pressure.
Yeah.
You know, from his other label mate, or former label mate, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, this gives me that type of vibe. It's still, I mean, to me, like, you know, the production on it still gave you that, you know, you able to, you know, you still bop your head and get into
definitely.
it.
Yeah.
So I can see, you know what I'm saying, this is one of the ones that'll be played like at the concert.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so represents that gangbang type of culture in California, but it does it in a more undergroundish type of sense. But
yeah,
I love the record. I give it. I think I would probably give this a 9, bro.
Yeah.
This is. I mean, I love the vibe of the record. So yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like, you know, everything was moving at a slow pace.
Yeah.
You know, within the record. It kind of sounded like one of them backwards played records,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But it was dope. you know. But yeah, you know, some of the things he spoke about on the record was, you know, very vivid, speaking about, you know, his homeboy buying the cowbell.
Buying the Caltech?
Yeah,
the
Caltech,
Caltech.
This nigga always into some wild shit. One time he bought the Caltech, I had to tell him I was shooting his videos. Ain't got the eyesight.
Yeah, you know. And I mean, we all got one of them homeboys that do too much. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell him, you know, nigga, you doing too much. You know, you gotta let him find out on his own. You know what I'm saying? we all got that experience. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but I thought, you know, the combination of Fresh being on the record, you know, it was dope. You know, hearing another voice on it. Both of them kind of brought the same kind of, you know, flair to it. I think I would go probably like an 8.9 with it. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's get into this number 6 record off the K7, which is
Should be Bucky.
yeah, Bucky. Yep. Let's get it.
This in your bucket, don't worry about nothing. I'm controlling this system. You can either ride with him or go to hell. My piney yell gland been twitching ever since Kels made the remix to Ignition.
Man, this was a very down to earth type relatable record for anybody that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? Especially young. You know, you getting your first group whip. It ain't the greatest car, but it gets you around.
Yeah.
You know, the ending, the second verse where he was talking about, you know, his friend, which was a female that was riding with him in the car.
Yeah.
Was talking about, you know, she's you know, she's kind of like one of the homies.
Yeah.
But he's like, you know, she never gave up the butt. I kind of wish she gave up the butt. You know what I'm saying? I think
Lonnie was riding shoddy, debating about the livelihood of the African American in America. He gave me all this knowledge, but never gave up the butt. I still kind of wish she gave up the butt. Now
every guy probably had an experience with a female that was real cool, and you know, you as you know, kind of think about it and reflect, you like, damn, I wish I kind of, you know what I'm saying, took it to another level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
smash
so I mean, that was a real relatable type of you know, message in the record. And I like how the end, you know, the ending of it too, when the record was skipping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, you know, because, you know, a lot of y'all haven't never experienced that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With this new age of Spotify and you know, Apple and all that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that just took me back, man, to you know, reminisce.
Yeah.
But you know, I love how the production on it. That beat, I actually heard somebody else use that type of sample. I think Edo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Edo used like an interlude, you know, where he rapped just a couple bars, but it wasn't nothing major off a record. But yeah, but I've heard that type of sample before. But dope record, man. I mean, this is probably my favorite one on the album.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's
I would give this, I give this a 9.2, 9.3.
Yeah. My bad, bro. I didn't mean to cut you, but yeah, man. It sounded like a Havoc production to me. Like,
oh, yeah?
Yeah, something Havoc would produce. You know,
Okay.
and the chorus sounded like something P would have said, you know what I'm saying? Bang this in your bucket.
Yeah, you right, yeah. Don't worry about nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that sounded like something, you know, P would have said. Rest in peace, Prodigy, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. But it was dope, man. It was even dope how the record ended, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, the broad of this car, you know, the little West Coast I don't know, man. A lot of y'all niggas ain't had the experience of having, you know what I'm saying, a West Coast girlfriend or a West Coast friend, you know, or whatever. My first actual relationship was, you know, with a West Coast woman, you know, so I can relate to that.
Wait, what you gonna do? Breathe on it with your hot ass cigarette breath, nigga? Get out of here, nigga.
I can relate to that, you know what I'm saying, that whole vibe or whatever, you know what I'm saying, where she just being realistic, you know, but funny at the same time or whatever, you know. Yeah, you know, that I thought that was dope, you know what I'm saying, where how he put that in it, you know, made it sort of kind of like a movie, you know what I'm saying? Had a movie play into it, you know, but yeah, everything about it, even like what bro said about the, you know, like the CD skipping, man, you know, yo, if you my age, you know, you experience that, you know, you trying to, especially, you know, in your first whip, you know, you thinking, yeah, you know, I got this, you know, you playing the scene and then something like that happen, it's like, you know, I'm gonna get out of this one. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then you got a radio to skip CDs in your whip, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
We been out plenty of time, bro. We on the weekend, we banging out there.
Just mess up the whole vibe altogether. Absolutely, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think, you know, I would go with a 9.0 with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was really dope, man. You know, dope little vibe. So we're gonna get into this number 7, last one off of it, called Gotta Rap.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
I like to call myself the gotta rap, but really I just gotta rap. This a Dior doobie on the head of your cutie moon signs when you call her back. Do not disturb, we looking for the smoke, not who got the herb.
Definitely a reminiscent of a Prime record.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I know Ab-Soul was featured on the first Prime album. A track featuring, I think, him and Mac Miller, rest in peace.
Yeah, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is just vintage Primo right here.
Yeah.
It kind of sound like a collab produced record because of, you know, the jazzy horns that gives me Static Selector vibes.
Yeah.
I know Static Selector like to use those, you know, those horns.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I'ma get his beat a heart attack. Arrest your cardiac. I'ma need your pass back. Hold on, it turns.
Static Selector like to use those, you know, those horns.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that remind me of that, but this is just an awesome record, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it really it's like a bucket list collab. It's like, yeah, I gotta have me, like I did a feature with Primo, but I gotta have me a Primo track on the album. You know what I'm saying? And I think this was that particular record.
Yeah.
And this just goes back to the MC part of it, which we talked about in the beginning, was him putting on and, you know, displaying like, yeah, you know, I can do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not just one of these quote unquote West Coast gangster rappers, you know, just, you know, doing a little dance and just, you know, drive by on track. Yeah. I can really get down. So yeah, man, I think I would give this another solid 9.2 once again. It was a hot record.
Yeah, man, this is by far my favorite track off the album. You know what I'm saying? Just for the fact that, you know, Premier, you know, the MCing, the lyricism on it, just phenomenal, man. This was a perfectly produced record, man. Everything about it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? I'll go so far to give it a 10. Yeah, just, you know, being that, you know, this is, you know, I came out at the end of the year, but, you know, definitely being played at the top of the year. This is what 2023 needs to sound like, man. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of that, you know, more than likely our next one is going to be our first one. You know, next review, we're going to get into the KRUZE review 2022 rewards of the year.
Oh yeah. We definitely gotta do a wrap up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
We definitely gotta do a 2022 wrap up.
Yeah, because you know there's a lot of sites out there that you know taking notes of 2021, biting our style. So we gonna throw it off a little this year. So if you know these sites are picking, you know where it came from this year. You got away with it last year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's definitely coming. But yeah, I give it a 10.0. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, with the songs we didn't play added into it, with the full album, I think honestly, I would go with a 9.5. I think Absol did a phenomenal job, man. Picking, you know, with production, you know, picking his tracks, everything about it with the interludes, you know. Yeah, I think he done an amazing job, man, with this album, Herbert. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. What would you say, bro?
Yeah, I think I would go somewhere around there, maybe a 9.2, 9.3.
Yeah.
I loved it. I mean, with the exception of the records we didn't play, this was definitely a solid album that we had to do.
Yeah.
So, especially, early in the year, putting this next to Kendrick Lamar's album, Mr. Morale, Big Steppers, it goes hand in hand.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this was definitely one of those top tier albums of the year. Well, I mean, you can kind of really put this in 23 since it came so late in the last quarter. We can almost say this is the top of 23 with this album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, that's my take on it. But,
yeah, man.
Yeah, anything else you wanna?
Yeah, shout out Absol, man. You know, Absol, he don't get enough exposure like he should get. He doesn't get recognized like he should get. You know, he need to be in the conversations. You know, the Raz Casses and you know what I'm saying, the Alcoholics and you know all the other West Coast MCs, Exhibit. You know what I'm saying? He need to be in that conversation too. Quit being left out. You know what I'm saying? Not just on the West Coast, just overall. Because I believe for a time or two, Absol was living in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? He probably did that on purpose. Yeah. You know, so he just need to get respected overall. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out TDE. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Schoolboy, J-Rock. You know what I'm saying? K-Dot too, even though he's in a PG lane doing his PG lane thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out K-Dot too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Solo. You know what I'm saying? Send us some more exclusives. You know, if you're watching this, Solo. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. But nevertheless, you rocking with the fresh. It's the KRUZE review on 4 I Fly. And Yeah, we out of here, yo. Yeah. Go to the dentist, man. Get your teeth clean, man, for 2023. You know what I'm saying? All them goals and all of that ain't where, crooked teeth, that ain't where it's at, man. You know what I'm saying? Niggas need to get insurance. Even if it's passport, Medicare, the Obama, the Biden plan, get you some insurance. And you niggas put your kids on your insurance. That's how we gonna leave this out. I ain't got no more to say. We out of here. Yeah.